Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today, we're taking a look at from the Walmart exclusive War for Cybertron Netflix series subline. This is Soundwave. Soundwave is a heavy retool of the War for Cybertron Siege figure, allowing it to take on its more earthy mode of a micro-cassette player that is closer to the original G1 in animation design. Included with Soundwave are its cassettes, Ravage and Laserbeak, both of whom are also retooled from their Siege counterparts to give them a more Earth mode look. Laserbeak, I think, pulls this off a little bit better, which we're going to take a look at in just a moment. One thing I want to note is, as you see, I did have Ravage pegged in up top, and that's because, for whatever reason, Ravage really tends to get stuck inside Soundwave's cassette chest area. And yes, that is true. This is like a heavy retool of Soundwave. They do not use the Sound Blaster chest that can hold two cassettes. On the flip side of Ravage, you have Laserbeak, that when you press the button, usually would come flying out. In this case, it didn't. But, in cassette mode, they do look very similar to their original Siege counterparts. But as we transform them, let's do Laserbeak first. You'll notice that there is some change in design. Laserbeak's has a more hawk buzzard looking head right there instead of the visor type of look. Bring the legs down, bring the wings out, just like so. I do want to mention on both cassettes, I do find that the joints are much tighter than they were originally. And flip up that back section, and there you have Laserbeak. Put him off to the side there. Ravage is actually a bit more involved than you would believe. Oh, and I do want to mention that the instructions only show the figures come packaged in cassette mode. The instructions going from robot or robotic beast mode to cassette mode. So you kind of have to, like, if you weren't familiar with these figures originally, you have to have a moment to reverse the transformation. So first thing you want to do is bring these legs down, and again, very tight joints here. I really thought for a moment I was going to break them. Then what you want to do is fold these side panels up, bringing the legs forward. They show you being able to do this in one shot. Yeah, good luck with that. Next, what you want to do is grab this rear section, fold it all the way up on this gray hinge until it kind of pegs into place right there. Bring the legs down. There's a natural stop, and at that point, come in and bring the paw down. You're rotating the hips down and then bringing the leg down, or you can do the leg first, I guess, if you want. Actually, it's a little difficult to do because the shoulders are in the way. It's actually not that difficult, just because of the space and all required to get in there. Just like so, like that. So you have it looking like that. Bring the front shoulders back. That will, again, there's a natural stop. Then come in underneath and get your fingernail in the little groove where the peg is to peg the figure in as a shield. And you'll release Ravage's head. And Ravage will just stand right there. In terms of change of design, I think the head is a little different, but the change between Siege Laserbeak and Netflix Laserbeak is much more noticeable than the change between Siege Ravage and Netflix Ravage. Now, and I think it's like these are actually somewhat hard to find in their Siege forms. So, but other than that, looking at Soundwave, very nice cassette tape, micro-cassette recorder. Interesting to note that back in the old Diaclone line, Blaster never had cassettes because the idea was these were to be cross-compatible with Blaster, since there was no Autobots or Decepticons in Diaclone. The accessories, the batteries do peg here in the back. I should note that Soundwave does come with that very odd bar weapon that was used in Siege that a lot of people were giving to Megatron for the over the shoulder gun look, a little more G1. I left that in the packaging since it's really not really doesn't go with this version of the mold. Also, I should mention is that due to the extensive retooling, Soundwave's hidden light post mode that was a feature of Siege is not available here, because of the arms, the legs, and all that stuff. So we'll pause and we'll actually come back for the transformation of Soundwave. Okay, just went ahead, gave us a little room here. First thing you want to do is remove the batteries from the back of Soundwave. Of course, you can peg them in wherever you want. The instructions show them going on the back of the legs with that weird gun going right there in the middle, but your mileage may vary. The next thing you want to do is flip up this front section. This is the controls for the cassette recorder. Flip in these side panels, and you're ready to rock. Leave them up, and just go ahead and unpeg the legs. They tab in where the shoulders go, and then there's a secondary slot where this tab right here will go. That is painted, and I think over time with transformations it can scuff a little, but one thing you want to make sure when going to cassette mode is you have the legs as far out as it can go and the knees bent upward as far as they can go, and these tabs pegged in as far as they can go, just to make sure you have an even and flat looking micro cassette recorder. Bring the legs down, rotate them so the front of the legs are facing forward, just like so. Next, what you'll do is come around the back here, and you want to open up these leg panels. Keep in mind that they do friction in right there in that ridge, but they also peg into the underside of what is the robot mode's foot, which you're flipping out right now. So do this on both sides, and again, make sure that you do have them this panel section secured in cassette mode. Again, have everything go flush. And if you just notice, I did just rotate the legs because I had them facing the wrong way. You want these tech detailed sections facing out. It happens, made a mistake. Unpeg the forearms, and that will give you a little more clearance to go ahead and unpeg the arms entirely. And you're going to rotate them around and peg them into the shoulder section right there. Give yourself a little space, because right now you're going to go ahead and rotate the waist around so the feet are facing the right direction. The instructions kind of show you leaving this back skirt piece down, and it's a little bit easier just to do it that way. It moves for the transformation, and it can, of course, get out of the way for robot mode, and you do have some front skirting there, which is nice. But to finish off the transformation, rotate the biceps so the elbows face forward, and come in and flip out the hands. Do notice that on Soundwave's left hand. It does have the pointing finger, and you can, in a way, get it to press its own eject button, which is kind of cool. That's always that's I like that. That's now become like a staple of Soundwave figures that have the cassette chest, that they can press the eject button. Come around the back, open up this panel, flip out Soundwave's head, and close it up. And just to show, the packaging shows it with yellow eyes, as I think on the Siege toy. These have red eyes and a lot of light piping. Very nice. I'm not sure if it's coming up there. But it's also a very expressive head, very nice ball joint. But to finish off the look of the figure, let's add the shoulder cannon. Pegs in right there. And there is a little bit of a hinge, so you can angle it up. And then to transform his handgun, pushing the back here, pushing that way, and pull out the barrel, and there you have the handgun. And you do have the double jointed elbows, so you can get some nice posing. Other than that, you do have, as a remnant from the Siege mold, these little landing skirts that you can flip out and maybe use as like blaster ton fuzz. I just leave them alone. There's really no point to them whatsoever. It's a shame that they couldn't take them out, but I guess with all the other retooling they had done, it was fixed. Now, one thing you can do with Soundwave's arm, as well as you could do with Megatron, is come in here, and there are grooves that allow Laserbeak to peg on. So Soundwave looks like it's talking to Laserbeak. So yeah, that's really cool. I gotta say, this is a really, really cool figure in general. I'm really impressed with how it came out. Oopsie, didn't mean to do that. How it came out, how it was designed, the retooling involved. I mean, the $200 Masterpiece Soundwave, I still think is a better value. But if you don't want to spend $200 and want a tape cassette, micro-cassette looking Soundwave, this is a good shot. So we'll pause, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. So in that little pause, I was trying to get Laserbeak to sit properly on Soundwave's arm, and apparently there must be something a little off in the molding of the feet or this arm. It just won't sit properly. I have no idea why. I mean, the last Laserbeak I had sat fine on Megatron's arm, who had the same notches, so who knows? And to be honest, I really don't remember if this was an issue. I remember there was an issue with figures getting stuck in Soundwave's chest, but whatever. As I said, this is a great set. Now, it really has been a journey to try and get it. It was a Walmart exclusive, which sold out very quickly. And it came in a few times, but every time it came in, I either wasn't able to get it, or by the time I got to the shopping cart, it had sold out. Scalpers aplenty, since this is basically a new mold that was released as an exclusive, something that I think going forward we need to prepare ourselves as a community that is going to happen more often with Hasbro. I know there was some people speculating, well, Bumblebee and Soundwave, they'll find a way to release it properly on the market, to get it to mass retail, and I don't see that happening. So if you can get this at your local Walmart, definitely it's worth a pickup. In terms of trying to get it online, eBay, basically $40, is the sweet spot, because that's retail, tax, and shipping. But then keep in mind, eBay charges tax again, so that's a little more. I did try to get this through Amazon Japan, and in the space of time it took me to be notified from Amazon Japan that it was in stock, and then to get the money to pay them, the figure actually sold out. And because it was not in stock with Amazon Japan. They couldn't fulfill the order, and eventually the order ended up getting canceled. So I had to get it off of eBay, where I paid about actually closer to $50, and then shipping and tax. It was very expensive to get, and that's a shame. Living in New York, not having access to Walmart. Hopefully, this figure will become available through other retailers, namely Hasbro Pulse, who announced in late 2020 that if you're a Pulse Premium member, they were going to make partner exclusives, meaning figures like Soundwave, available in limited quantities on their website. Right now, all they have available are the first wave of red figures, another Walmart exclusive, and a Amazon exclusive set, which is still available to be sold for purchase at Amazon. Time will only tell if they include figures such as Soundwave, Bumblebee, etc., etc. By this point in time, I don't expect to see this figure coming in stock on the Walmart website, because I think most stock has gone through. So if you're still want this figure and haven't gotten it yet, your options are basically going, as of this recording, limited to eBay and the outside chance that Amazon Japan will get another run of these, because in Japan, this is part of the regular Earthrise line over there. And surprisingly, not a Takara Tommy Mall exclusive, which a lot of the figures from Earthrise are. I do recommend it. Again, as I said, if you can spend the $200 and get that great Toys R Us Masterpiece Soundwave set, which was Soundwave and all the cassettes, Ravage, Laserbeak, Buzzsaw, Rumble, Frenzy, that's the best way to go. Best version of Soundwave you'll ever get. If you don't want to spend this much, this is probably the closest you'll get to getting a tape cassette Soundwave. At least with this set, you do get Ravage and Laserbeak, which again, I think are hard to find. I can't remember if it's them or Rat-Bat and Rumble. I think actually it's Rat-Bat and Rumble are the ones, and I misspoke earlier. But there is that cassette 4-pack that was a Hasbro Pulse or Amazon exclusive that came with Frenzy or Blue Rumble, depending on how you look at it. And then two versions of Rat-Bat Wing Thing, and then of course the Power Masters for Double Dealer. So there is a way to flesh out the set, but in terms of core figures, well, depending on if you think Rumble is blue, then you get this set, and you still need to get that cassette pack. But if you think Rumble is red, you get this set, and then you have to get that 2-pack of Rat-Bat with Rat-Bat. So a lot of back and forth. But I like the figure. I think it's good. I just don't think it's worth the aftermarket prices. That's the end of the review. So with that said, I do appreciate you watching. And if you did like this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions, communicate with YouTube through their algorithms that my channel is one that should be exalted and held upon high. If you really want to make the ultimate sign of support, then please consider joining my Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/ChuckDog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. No thrills, no tiers, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you, help me to help you bring figures like Soundwave to you and keep up the infrastructure of this channel. Lights, tripods, stuff like that. But as I always say, this is not e-begging. I'm not going to go away. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Well, when I'm done, I might actually get up from the chair, but that's the point, not the point. The point is, if you can't do the $12 a year or $1 a month, your views mean the world to me and her support enough. So, for Soundwave with Ravage and Laserbeak, it's your old pal Chuck, and we will see you next time.